I'm gonna need a number 1 Huda Gold Palette Obsessions. And I'm gonna need that to go car side. Who asks for these things? Like, anyways, hi, I'm Kendra Morgan Official and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I like to put out content weekly around single eyeshadows, makeup brushes that aren't Morphe, and sunscreen. So if you like that kind of content, make sure you subscribe. Okay, if I'm your vibe, make sure you subscribe. Today I'm duping for you guys the new Huda Gold Obsessions palette. I don't know who asks for this stuff, but they crank it out. So I'm like, that's fine. Now I can dupe it. I am so thankful it's not another green or green and blue and green and blue and silver or something crazy like that, because I just don't wear that kind of stuff very often. I love these types of colors. So it was so easy for me to dupe for you guys, and I'm here for it. I'm loving it. And I want to get into the swatches really quickly, so I'm giving myself a little bit of negative space here. I'm going to put them up on the screen. They've also got the names and the shades, and I will also put a little key down here. So MUG is Makeup Geek, SG is Sydney Grace, CP Colourpop. I think that's all we've got for today. So yeah, and then also, let me go back over here. I'm going to give you guys a picture of the palette, and then I'm now going to go ahead and give you the names in the shades of within the palette, so you guys can see it right on the screen which one you want. Okay, so how did I do, guys? Putting my palette up to hers, how did I do? Let me know in the comments down below what you think on how I did. And I put this look together today. I'm actually also working on a Colourpop brush roll review for you guys, so go check that out. It will be here in a week or so. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss it. And let's get into the tutorial. I'm just going to do a little walkthrough right here. I started off by blending into the crease, kind of above the crease actually, some Summer Magic from Sydney Grace. I buffed and blended that all over just to really make the look soft and sensual and very like almost romantic look. Felt like that really is, I don't know, I don't get like the Cleopatra vibes. Next off, I buffed and blended into the outer third and kind of up into the, I don't know, up in that triangular region, Fairy Tale from Sydney Grace. So that one is really pretty and soft on the eyes. I see it in a lot of my dupe palettes. It's a really beautiful color. Next up, I took another little Colourpop, it's like a small blender brush with that E27. I took some Sydney Grace Dark Chocolate, buffed and blended that in the lower lash line, and then kind of brought it up into the outer V. Just really kept it low and nice and soft. Again, I did not want this to look like 2 or 3 colors on the lid. I wanted it to almost look like 1 color on the lid and 1 shimmer. That's what I really was going for. Just very, very, very soft, very natural, very elegant. That's kind of what I saw when I saw this palette come out. That's the vibes that I got from it. All right, for these shimmers, I took some Morning Star, and I think I mixed a little bit of Morning Star with some Major, and I kind of put that on the inner 1/3 and on the center of the lid, and then on the outer 1/3 that kind of buffed into the dark chocolate was Turtle Doves. It's a little bit richer in pigment, and I just buffed and blended that into the outer third and kind of came up with this look right here. So if you guys, I did not put a lipstick on. Okay, so now that that's over with, I really loved the dupe palette for this. Like, they're $27. And again, like I've mentioned this in almost every single one of my dupes, unless you're just a Huda Beauty collector, you don't need it. You don't need it. I'm here to tell you, you do not need that palette. You've already got the shade 3 times over. I actually had problems choosing which peachy apricot golden shimmer shade I wanted to put in, because there's like 3 or 4 of them and they all look very similar on the lid. So unless you want a palette that is going to look very, very similar on the eyelid, I mean, it's very, very deceiving when you see the palette swatches on Huda's Instagram to want to say, oh yeah, I need all those shades, those are beautiful. But when you're talking about mere millimeters or centimeters on the eyelid, you're not going to be able to differentiate between those colors. So do you need all these shades? No, you don't. I'm going to talk you down. I'm going to talk you down off that ledge. You don't need it. It is very beautiful. I created this awesome, beautiful look. This is probably a palette I'm going to keep together for another week or so. I just got done duping the Child palette by Colourpop, and that was a hard palette to use 2 or 3 days in a row. I'm gonna say that right now. Like, I tried, and it just, every single time it just came out grungy and olive toned, and if that's your vibe, then that's awesome. So that's always wonderful. But this shade, this set of shades are gorgeous. I want to just mention one more thing. I thought Aztec Ruins from Sydney Grace was gonna be the standout shade. You know, like every palette has that standout shade, like come get me, come buy me, because you need this one shade in your collection. But that's not what ended up being in there. It was Fortune Teller by Makeup Geek. Again, I tell you guys this all the time, but I try to use my Sydney Grace to dupe, then my Colourpop shadows, and then lastly my Makeup Geeks, because like I said before, Marlena has not released very many of her shimmer shades yet, so it would just be really hard for me to cross-reference that in the description box down below in the dupe bar. So I try my best not to, and I thought Aztec Ruins was going to be the shade, that golden, but it was almost like a peachy golden, and this is like a true, just give me all the leprechaun gold, you know, you could ever want. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I was swatching some lipstick shades, but this shade right here, this one takes the cake, y'all. If you have this round in your collection, dig it out and grab yourself some muted, beautiful browns and a nice cool tone pink, and you've got the Huda Beauty, the new Huda Beauty Gold Obsessions palette. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Are you planning to buy the Huda Gold Obsessions palette? And if so, is it to continue on your collection for Huda Beauty's palettes? Or is it because this palette just truly speaks to you? Let me know in the comments down below. And if I'm your vibe, make sure you subscribe, guys. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.